Hello everyone, welcome to an extra video for today. This doesn't count as today's upload because it's going to be pretty quick. But I just wanted to show you the new Coldplay album, A Head Full of Dreams. So I got this at Target today. I got it for just about 10 bucks. It was supposed to be 13, which I thought even that was cheap, and then there was a discount or something, and I got it for 10, which I thought was a great deal, considering that it isn't on Spotify. And I have a feeling it was probably at least a little more expensive on iTunes. And this is a physical copy. You got your lyric sheet and stuff inside. So I just want to show you what it looks like, tell you a little bit about the album, and maybe tell you a little bit about some of my favorites and stuff, and that'll be it. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Alright, so we'll just quickly take a look inside the album, and then I'll tell you some of my thoughts after that. So we had this cool effect on the outside where we have the covering for the CD itself, and then the CD cover is this with a black border around it. So it gives it a cool effect on the outside because of the cutout in the center. It's a little tricky to get out. In fact, you'll probably want to open it here instead. There's the back. It has the list of tracks. And in case you're wondering, that's not a divider. The name of the song is Color Spectrum, and instead of calling it Color Spectrum, they actually put the spectrum of colors there. Roy G. Biv. Then we open it up. Like I said, there's the black border around the many rings for the cover design. There's the track titles again. Inside, of course, we have the CD itself. Behind that, we have a bunch of weird pictures of the band, all adjusted and weird designs added and stuff. And then here is probably the main thing you want to see. It's the lyric sheet. And I was a little bit disappointed with it because, for one, it's a little tricky to get out. But you can't read the lyrics. These are the lyrics. Sorry about that. But it's basically rainbow scrawl that you can't decipher at all, and that rhymed. And there's nothing in the back like with normal text. That's the list of credits. There's this picture at the back somewhere. I have no idea where that is. And then this, which I have no idea what that is either. But yeah, there's just a bunch of pictures inside and scroll, and yeah, good luck reading that one especially. So you'll probably want to look it up on the internet instead. So if you're thinking, I might want the lyric sheet, well, unless you want it for its artistic and maybe eventually historical value, you're probably not going to want it at all. Other than that, I can't give you any track previews because, of course, new albums have heavy copyright protections on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and tell you some of my thoughts about the album. So overall, I thought it was a great album. I don't really know, like, Ghost Stories, I know a lot of you are really going to disagree with me, but Ghost Stories was my favorite Coldplay album. I know it was not a very popular one. I thought it was really good personally. Had some great singles, and I thought it worked very well overall as an album. This one did too. In fact, I mean, they all really did. My personal opinion is some of the earlier albums had great singles, but the albums as wholes definitely had some weaker portions. In their later years, maybe the singles weren't quite as great, but they got their album mechanics down a little bit more. That was especially prevalent in Ghost Stories, and it is prevalent in A Head Full of Dreams as well. But as for some of my favorite songs on the album, my favorite may actually be Hymn for the Weekend. I'm not a big Beyonce fan, not at all, but I actually thought that was a great song. I had read something like when they did that she was in and out in 5 minutes because it was so short. But I thought it was a great song. The lyrics are really dumb. It's just a party song. But the tune is, I think it's really great. After that, maybe Everglow. That's another single. That's a really good one. It takes a little while to grow on you, but it's really good. As for the non-singles, Adventure of a Lifetime was good, but it wasn't one of my favorites because of the annoying noise in the background. The opening song, A Head Full of Dreams, the song itself, I thought that was really good. Up and Up is a great finale, not only to the album, but for Coldplay's music career, most likely. My least favorites were Kaleidoscope and Color Spectrum. I mean, they're basically just filler, and they actually have some vocals in the background of President Obama singing or chanting "Amazing Grace." I mean, either way, if you love Obama or if you don't love Obama, either way is kind of weird. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your favorite person on earth. It just sounds kind of strange. But they're fillers or transitional songs, so they always have some pieces like that, or at least in their later albums they have. Other than that, Birds was kind of boring, I thought, and Army of One goes on for a little bit too long. It's a little too rappy for me. I'm not a huge rap fan. But there's no songs in here that I absolutely hate. Even Kaleidoscope and Color Spectrum, they weren't terrible. They're just filler. That's all they are. But there were on some of their previous albums, it does get a little boring at times. There's a lot of filler music in there, and sometimes it just really starts to blend together. Especially on X and Y, and even I know it's gonna be extremely controversial, but even on A Rush of Blood to the Head, I thought there was a lot of filler in that one. There's really for that one, the beginning was great, and then it just kind of went downhill for me. But everyone has their own opinions about that stuff. But the bottom line is, I thought this was great. I would definitely recommend picking it up either on iTunes or a physical copy. You saw what it looked like, so you can decide if the disc and the pamphlet inside is important to you or not. But I do know that you will get a digital copy of the pamphlet if you do buy it on iTunes. It is going to be on Spotify eventually. Probably not for another 4 to 6 months or so, though, because that's what they did with Milo Zoloto and Ghost Stories as well. Of course, the other albums came out before Spotify was even in existence. I know Viva La Vida came out the same year. I don't really know quite how that went down. But anyway, that's it. So, overall, if I were to give it a rating, I would probably give it 7.5 out of 10. It has some great parts. It has a few boring parts, namely Army of One and then Kaleidoscope and Color Spectrum, at least for me. But none of them are terrible, like I said. So definitely pick this album up. It's a great one. Great Christmas gift, especially if you can get the discount on it. So definitely pick that up. Thanks for tuning in. Probably won't be doing any more Coldplay album reviews for a long time. Sorry, Coldplay fans. But in case you didn't notice, they are going to be the halftime show for the Super Bowl. A lot of people don't like that. They think that they're too boring. Someone said that this would be like promising someone bacon and giving them kale, which I thought that was really rude, insensitive, and uncalled for. But, to each his own music taste. So thanks for tuning into the video. We will see you next time, and make sure you get the album before it's too late.